Okay, go get him. Okay. I'm sorry, she's just gonna be in and out of this video. You're just gonna have to deal with it because that's what I have to do. I'm gonna be cocky about this for a second, and I'm really good with my finances. I take pride in the fact that I'm good at saving. I will admit, I am kind of a shopaholic and do love to spend money, of course, especially on my child. As a mama, I just love buying things for her. Not myself, I don't really buy things for myself, but for her, my goodness, I go all out, which is a bit of a problem. But I'm still really good at saving. Now, I am not embarrassed to talk about my financial situation at all because I think hopefully it can help someone. So that's why I'm talking about it. Yes, Addison?
What are you doing?
Making a video, baby. Spider-Man joining me now today. If you don't already know, I work 3 days a week part-time at a living wage job, and I really like my job. It is my dream career, so I'm really excited to be where I'm at, and I have like really good benefits and all of these things that my work really provides for me, so it's wonderful, and that really helps. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. We all want to know how much Shay makes every 2 weeks. I make roughly $720 every 2 weeks. Typically I get paid twice in a month, so that's about $1,440 a month. Let's round it up to $1,450 a month. I also get something called child tax benefit from the government, and that is roughly $400. It's not a whole lot of money, but it's still a decent amount. And our daycare is subsidized, so I only have to pay about $300 out of pocket for daycare, whereas before I was paying over $1,000 a month for daycare. So thank goodness for that, because obviously I am a low-income parent, so they do help us with that, which is really nice. We have a long list of things, though, that I still have to pay. I'm gonna start off with the monthly expenses because that's obviously the biggest thing you probably want to know, and Addison's just gonna be like right here ripping my room apart at the same time, but that's the only way I can film this video. For daycare, I pay just under $300 a month. Just like I was saying, it is subsidized, so $300 isn't too bad. Still a lot of money, but it's not the end of the world. She's ripping apart my wallet. For gas, I would say roughly it's about $180 a month, but lately I've been driving a lot. I've just been driving around places, and it's been costing me, but you know what, it's worth it, so it's fine. So I would say right now I'm spending about like maybe like $250, $300 a month on gas almost. But it obviously changes, depends where I'm going.
I got my raisins.
Yeah, go get your raisins. So I pay $400 a month for my insurance for my car. I'm a newer driver. I can't really control how the amount is. That's just the amount that I have to pay, so that's what I pay. I have to pay my life insurance every single month, and not a lot of people my age have life insurance, but having a child, having my own property, having a lot of these things means that I need to be able to have something set in order in case something happens to me. I know a lot of people don't like talking about it, and I thought she fell on the stairs. I know a lot of people don't like talking about this topic, but I think it is a really good idea. My life insurance is $25 a month, and that is the fee it's going to stay until I am like old and retired. It's just gonna be $25 a month for the rest of my life. So I got a really good deal, but anyways, that's besides the point. $25 a month for my life insurance, which is decent. For internet, I pay roughly $80 a month. I do not have cable, just basic internet, and that is all I can afford. So $80 it is. My phone bill is $35 a month, which is really good. I have unlimited texting, unlimited data, unlimited everything, all in the province of Canada that I live in. So it's really good. The only thing is, like, you know, whatever. With a cheap phone comes some cheap parts of it. But I've had this phone for like 4 years and $35 a month. Pretty friggin' good deal. Let's get into the really nitty gritty. This is the part that people are very shocked by. How much is my mortgage payment? I pay my mortgage bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks I pay my mortgage, and I actually pay it the day before I get paid. So my mortgage comes out and I get paid a couple hours later, and then it just overlaps. So my mortgage payment every 2 weeks is $180. $180 every 2 weeks. That's pretty good. I don't know about you, but that is way cheaper than renting anywhere around where we live in Canada. So I have a really freaking good deal with my mortgage, and I am able to pay it off faster. I double up my payment, so I actually pay $360 every 2 weeks because I choose to double up my own mortgage payments. And then I pay off, the goal is to pay off about 10 grand a year towards my mortgage, but at this point I am not making enough on a single mom income to be able to pay off my mortgage $10,000 each year, but every little bit counts, and that's just what I'm working towards. You know, right now the goal is just raising her and giving her everything she needs, and later in life hopefully I can be debt free the next 5 years. I still owe $80,000 on this house, so some people might think that's a lot, some people might think that's a little, but for a mortgage it's pretty decent, except if you're on a single income. So we'll see how that goes. Anywho, my mortgage is pretty cheap. The downfall of that is my strata is $430 a month. $430, that's crazy. We don't have a pool, we don't have any of those things. I don't even know why it's that much money. Our strata, whatever, I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's a lot of money. So strata's more expensive than my mortgage payment for the month, but it's a super old building. It is what it is, and I'm still, even with the strata, my mortgage payment, paying less than I would renting a 1-bedroom place in this area. So I can't complain. Groceries, it really differs. I would say I normally spend about $350 to $450 a month on groceries for the two of us, and that includes like diapers and wipes and everything like that. So it's pretty decent, but again, like it comes and goes. Sometimes we shop a little bit more. I like to splurge and get snacks. As you probably see my videos, I eat like a lot of spinach dip and snacky foods, and I'm just like a snacker. I love to snack. So that does rack up the bill a little bit. But obviously, if it's ever a point where I need to be saving money, I will not buy snacks. So those are my monthly expenses that I really have budgeted and keep on a strict budget for the most part. And those are kind of the areas where I can tweak a little bit if I need to, like gas and groceries. I can really tweak if I am running low on money. Let's chat a little bit about my savings and what my whole goal is and how I'm able to afford this all myself. When you're a parent or a property owner or anything, things happen unexpectedly. So what have I done to prepare myself for these unexpected emergencies or situations that come up on a single mom income? First of all, I have a line of credit. This is something that sits on my checking account. I don't touch it. It's literally there for if an emergency happens, I can pull the funds from there. I will pay interest on it. But if it's an emergency situation, like an emergency, then I can use that. So that makes me feel a whole lot better knowing that if for some point in my life I cannot afford something, maybe I get in an accident and something happens, I have that little bit put away that I can borrow and pay back. Obviously the goal is not to use it because I have to pay interest, so you're kind of wasting your money at that point. But if it's an emergency, I have it. Now because I have that, it gives me peace of mind, and I want to have my own savings. So I have set aside $3,000 that I slowly racked up, paycheck by paycheck, putting $20, $50, a little bit here and there, selling some things online. I slowly racked up to $3,000. And I have that in a separate savings account called 2020 expenses. This is what's going to pay my annual expenses that I have for my property tax and my house insurance. And my utility bill. Forgot about that. So those three are pretty much almost going to be $3,000. It's going to be a little bit more. The next part of it is saving for your car. When you have a car, you don't know what's going to happen, especially me. I have a secondhand car. It's probably like a fifth-hand car at this point. But you don't know if it's going to break down, if it's going to need fixing, if you're going to need to buy a new car. And where I live, I don't need a car, but being a mom and being on my own, it's very helpful. Extremely helpful. So for me, it's worth it to have a car. My goal is to have about $2,000 sitting in a separate savings account for my vehicle for unexpected expenses. This will also include the tires I need to get for 2020 expenses, so next year and a year from now. And I also want to keep a little bit of money set aside in there for like oil changes and windshield cracks and little things unexpected that happen, but you need to plan for ahead of time. I've been in those situations where the washing machine goes out, and being a homeowner, I can't just call the landlord and ask them to come and fix it. So I am my own landlord. I have to have the funds, or I'm not gonna have a washing machine. So in those situations, it's super stressful, especially when you have a child, and I'm not specifically talking about the washing machine or toilet broke ones. All of these things break around the house, the heat breaks, and you need to have money prepared to support and, you know, pay for.
Oh, Mama, Dad.
Mm-hmm.
Mama, Mommy.
Yeah.
Daddy, Mommy.
So that is what I have set for my savings account. If you really want me to get into the nitty-gritty of these 2020 expenses I'm talking about, I can super quickly go into them. So my property taxes for the year are about $1,000. My utilities about $950 a year. Hopefully I can get a little bit lower than that. My tires are probably gonna be a little bit over $1,000. My insurance for my house is about $600 for the year. And my car maintenance, like I was saying, was about $1,500 that I want to keep set aside. I also just remembered I forgot to mention my hydro bill. So I do pay hydro for the electrical, and I pay about $25 a month for that. So super good deal. Obviously depends on the time of the year if I'm using the heat and things like that, but I pay every 2 months for it, and I pay about $50 give or take each every 2 months for it. So that is it for my budgeting, how I budget, how I save. I can do more specific videos on how I actually get this accomplished and how I get my savings up. And sorry, my toddler's head is just in it. But that is pretty much what I do and how I'm able to do it. Sometimes I don't even know how I'm able to do it on my own. And I'm not saying I don't have any other sources of income. I am not going to get into how it works with her dad and everything. That's just private and that's a whole different situation, but that is my funds and my budget and how I spend it. And yeah, that is that. Anyway, so that's how I budget as a single mama on a living income career, working part-time. It can be stressful at times, but you know what, it's so worth it. And yeah, you make do with what you have and you make it work. So I hope this inspired someone or helped someone budget a little bit better. There are always ways to cut down in your budget, and I can do a video all about that if you're interested, because I have friggin' good tips about getting your bills down so much when it comes to hydro, when it comes to internet, when it comes to your phone bill. I am friggin' good at that, and I'm super frugal, so when I can rack up those pennies, I really do. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you all quite soon. Happy budgeting. Bye!